Silvercrest A4 5-inch gauge. I'll take you around the engine first, point out all the features, and then we'll steam it up and then we'll run it. So starting from the back, water filler on the tender, but the whole back lifts out. There's tender hand pump in there, and also the return from the axle pumps when the bypass valve is open. So to fill it quickly, you can just take that out and slosh a bucket full in, or you can fill it like that from the water tower. Moving forward, engine and tender couplings. It's 4 hoses. They just collect in line. On production engines, probably only the hand pump connection will have a screwed fitting, the others will be just push on. The tender connects to the engine with a pin in there. It's a 2-part drawbar. Then on the tender, 2 water valves, left and right injector, and the handbrake. And the front plate of the tender lifts out for access to the cab. In the cab, vertical Gresley reverser. Screw it clockwise, goes into forward gear, anti-clockwise is reverse gear, and there's an indicator which is black painted so you can't really see it at the moment, but there's an indicator there for full forward and full reverse gear. Then the steam brake valve is there, rear is off, turn it forwards it puts the brakes on. Moving upwards, that's the check valve for the left hand injector, check valve for the right hand injector, check valve for the axle pumps and hand pump, bypass valve. This is the cylinder drain cocks, which are mechanical on this engine. Forward is open, rear is closed. 2 water gauges, blowdowns on the water gauges, blower valve, left hand injector steam valve, right hand injector steam valve, whistle valve. And then the regulator. Production engines will have 2 handles, one at each end for driver and fireman. Regulator, you lift it up for open, push it down for closed. Down in the corner is the blowdown valve, boiler blowdown valve. 2 safety valves. Then moving along the side for lubrication. These are difficult things to lubricate because of all the cladding on them. But inside these hatches, with a torch from underneath, you'll be able to see there's 2 axle pumps, so there's 2 eccentrics to lubricate for axle pumps. Moving to this one, there's the centre cylinder big end to lubricate. And on this one, there's the centre cylinder guide bars and also the eccentric that drives the mechanical lubricator is all in there. So you'll need a torch from underneath and see where you're oiling. And then on the underneath, just normal oil everything that moves along the valve gear, and a bit of oil down the back of each wheel will just keep the seals on the bearings nice and soft. You open up the hatch at the front, mechanical lubricator, we've lost the lid but there will be a lid. Mechanical lubricator, use heavyweight steam oil. I would use heavyweight steam oil everywhere actually. Smoke box door opens just like a normal one, dart and crossbars. Double chimney, so unless you've got a double opening blower, you need to put the blower in one and block the other one off with a piece of rag when you're lighting up. Right, we're prepared to light the fire. I've put quite a lot of lumpwood charcoal in there, probably 2 good handfuls. Soaked in paraffin, bearing in mind there's over 35 square inches of grate. It's a big firebox, so it's full of charcoal up to the door level. We've got the blower in one chimney bore and a piece of rag in the other. So I usually light the charcoal before I turn the blower on, because otherwise the vacuum extinguishes the flame. Charcoal's been burning for a minute or so So I would now just sprinkle some coal, and we use Welsh steam coal, bean size. Just sprinkle a few bits over the top, and then just leave it to burn through. I should have said that before you light the fire, you fill the boiler with water, half a glass, just about half a glass showing in each water gauge. And the Welsh steam coal we use is supplied by Signal Fuels, buy it in fairly small sacks. In order to fill the boiler before lighting the fire, you can either use the tender hand pump, or you can make a connection yourself and blow water up the hand pump delivery union on the engine to save all the pumping, or you can take this small panel off here and remove one of the safety valves and fill it with a watering can. But you want just over half a glass of water, and by the time it's in steam that will have risen probably to 3/4 of a glass. Fire's been alight for about probably 10 minutes now. I've been feeding coal. Coals are well alight. You need to be sure you're putting plenty of coal in the back corners where you can't see, because you don't want to expose the grate. So keep it level to just below the door. It's just on the boil, you can see the water's dancing up and down, so it's just starting to boil, and the pressure will slowly climb from there. Well, we're just approaching 40 pound per square inch. Nice coal fire. So we'll take the blower off, the electric blower off, open the engine steam blower. Open the steam blower before you turn the electric one off. You need to be quite vigilant now, because the engine will raise pressure much faster on its own steam blower than it does on the electric blower. When we get to 50 pound, we'll test both the injectors. £50 on the clock now. Water's about 2/3 of a glass. I would normally run it between half and 2/3, so you wouldn't really want it much higher than that. We'll test the injectors. Turn the left hand water valve on, turn the steam valve on slowly. Trim the water back. There it goes. And then you need to check the right hand one the same, just to be sure that you can feed the boiler.